to 100 victory here for the Celtics. You saw the steal from Jaylen Brown. He had an incredible night. 36, 10 rebounds, 5 assists as we welcome you to Celtics Post-Game Live. Kayla Burton, Eddie House with you. Eddie, I mean, from Kristaps Porzingis going out with the blood coming down the face, to Jaylen Brown having his big night, to no Jason Tatum missing his first ever post game in the postseason. But Jaylen Brown was just incredible.
Yeah, he was incredible, and he needed to be tonight because he knew that he was going to have to carry some of the burden that Jason Tatum brings to, you know, and that 10 rebounds is big to me. That means he was engaged. He had 5 assists. But then on top of that, the 36 points, I thought he was just aggressive. I felt like at times when he felt he had the mismatch, and when it were certain situations to where you're looking at the game and like, well, we need a bucket right now. Jaylen Brown was one of those guys that was going out there to get the bucket. And that's what makes this team so dangerous, because we're a deep team. Without our best player, and, you know, because you could say 1 and 1A, you know, saying with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. When we don't have our best player out there and we're still able to win the game the way we did, I mean, this is why we're so dangerous.
Yeah, you saw a number of guys play their part here tonight. And Jaylen Brown, Eddie, he really set the tone here early, getting off to the right start. 10 points in the first 5 minutes of the game. Let's look at his highlights. They're presented by TD Bank, America's most convenient bank. Eddie, just take me through what, I mean, tell me, what's your favorite part of his game right now? Because tonight he went off.
It was efficient. You know, he was taking what the defense was giving him. He wasn't forcing anything. I like the fact that he was attacking. That was a foul. They didn't call that one. That's another foul that they didn't call, but he's getting wide open shots, knocking them down, taking them, and not really thinking. You know, he's just playing the game. Because sometimes what can happen is you overthink it and you're predetermined and you're not able to make the play the way you're supposed to make the play because you're predetermined on doing something different. He was just allowing the game to come to him, and I love the way it flowed tonight.
A lot of concerns going into this game, not extremely high, but you know, what is this team going to be like without Jason Tatum in the mix here? And I feel like, period. And JB, Eddie, made sure that both Orlando, that the Celtics fans, that everyone in that building knew he was going to take care of business here tonight.
Yeah, I'm saying he was just aggressive. And one thing, it wasn't only aggressive on the offensive end, he was also aggressive defensively. I thought him getting that steal, that dunk, the way that he played the game tonight allowed the game to come to him. He didn't force anything. He took what the game gave him. He read the game the right way from start to finish. And the start was to be ultra aggressive, right? That was the start of the game. Let me be ultra aggressive in tonight for the start of the game. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna let other guys get off. You know, Peyton Pritchard was able to get off. Kristaps Porzingis was able to get off. So those are the things that, reading the game of basketball, as the maturation, you know, that we talk about Jason Tatum all the time. Jaylen Brown is definitely matured the same way.
The amazing thing is, too, before that steal, he didn't get a foul call. That could have been called a foul, and he makes that hustle play, gets the steal, gets the crowd on their feet with that slam dunk, and just reminds everyone, hey, this is my type of night. Another guy who got the crowd on their feet was Kristaps Porzingis. 20 points, 10 boards. He was plus 13. He got stitches midway through the game. Let's listen to KP postgame with Abby Chin.
Kristaps, the legend grows. 5 stitches to close that gash in your forehead. How are you feeling? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good, of course. Just funny, just back-to-back, no, so close. Again, stitches, but whatever it takes.
Was it that painful, or was there just a lot of blood?
Say again, sorry?
Was it that painful, or was there just a lot of blood?
I think it looked worse than it felt. The nose one, actually, I was like, woo, I got hit pretty good. But this one, it was a quick flash, you know, and I looked at my hand, it was full of blood, and again, had to get some stitches.
Once again, you got your WWE moment. Congratulations. This game was physical from the jump, though. What got you finally going in the second quarter?
Yeah, I think that's how they're going to play the whole series. They're going to try to muck it up. It's going to be borderline fouls all the time. At the end, you know, we're going to have our run. runs. We're going to have guys hitting big shots, making runs, and we're going to show that we believe that we're the superior team.
One of those guys, Jaylen Brown, doing a little bit of everything tonight. How big was he?
JB was awesome. I think he's also maybe leading up to the postseason didn't have the best rhythm, no, because he was dealing with his knee and stuff. But I think now he's starting to get back in his rhythm again, and we can see how dominant JB is, and we just want to open the court for him and let him go to work.
Finally, Kristaps, you guys take a 2-0 series lead, but what does it mean to get this one without Jason Tatum?
No, it's huge. It's huge. You know, we know he really wants to be out here, but that's the greatness about our team, the depth that we have, you know, and guys are willing to step up in these moments and still win these hard-fought games.
No question. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Cool to see Jason Tatum on the bench, fist pumping, standing up for his guys, even though he wasn't there physically out there on the court. But, Eddie, let's talk about the blood. The blood coming down the face. This is not KP's first rodeo with this instance. And what do you call him? The man of the people?
The people's champ.
People's champ. For a reason.
He's the people's champ. You see every time he comes into the game or he comes out of the tunnel, everybody goes crazy for him. When he's on the road, everybody goes crazy. He makes a little round to say what's up to everybody that is out there in green. And he was balling. And so what I'm looking at is, at some point, we might have to draw some blood. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that we need to be doing that like that, but at some point, we might need to draw some blood because, like he said, I'm going to say it for him. He's like, borderline fouls. Nah, KP, they hacking out there. They are out there hacking them.
The blood is showing.
And they not calling the fouls, and so if they not calling the fouls, we going to hack too. If that's what we own. So I'm just saying. So, you know, enough is enough.
Enough is enough. You actually called it game one, prior to game one. You said you put up your shoe on the counter and said, hey, we out for blood, right?
Yeah,
Not this kind of blood, but this is what it is right now.
It looked like Orlando is the team that's out for blood. Because they really drawing it right now. And we just got to, I think we just got to protect ourselves at the end of the day. That's what it is. They out there hacking. That's the only way. They got to muck up the game. We got to understand that. And the game within the game is cool. I understand that part, too. But at the same time, you do got to protect yourself. And at some point, you got to stand up and say, hey, man, enough is enough.
Either way, enough is enough. These Celtics fans can't get enough because they're outside the TD Garden right now, losing their minds. Kind of crazy to think about, and inside the Garden, that it's only game 2 of the first round here. But the Celtics taking care of business. It's awesome, and it's great to see. Eddie, we talk about Kristaps, right? We talk about Jason Tatum not being in the picture. Joe Mazzulla goes double big to start things off. What about Kristaps Porzingis' playoff KP makes him so impactful?
Well, what makes him so impactful is that he does make, when you make that switch, he's the biggest guy on the court every single night. So when they do switch or they have a different, kind of coverage to where they have miscommunication, he's able to take advantage of it.
Blood, stitches, sweat, tears, regardless, the Celtics get the win, 109-100.